Just because something is similar doesn't mean that it came from it. Like the brother pointed out, 50% of our DNA is shared with bananas, doesn't mean we came from bananas. It does mean that the same creator that made us, made bananas and made monkeys and made pigs and made dolphins and all of that, that's true. But that doesn't mean that we evolved from it. This is a theory that they put forward. In fact, I can tell you scientifically why that theory is wrong, right? And I can prove it. And if anybody is a biologist or an evolutionist or a scientist, I'm open challenging them. Professors, PhD, what's that, Dawkins, what's his name? Richard Dawkins, before you go to hell and burn forever, I'm letting you have this chance to come and debate, right? We have what's called the minimum gene concept, okay? What does it mean, the theory of evolution? The theory of evolution tells us that we evolved from primates. Where did primates come from? They say they evolved from fish, or in different theories have been put forward. Where did they come from? A single-celled organism, okay. And where did that come from? Less than that, amoebas and all this stuff, okay. A single-cell organism, you can go home and Google this, so you don't have to take my word for it, has to have a minimum set of genetics to survive. It's been theorized around 200, tested no less than 300 plus set of genetics. Without it, even a single cell organism will collapse. So if the theory of evolution was true, that would mean that you would have to have less genetics than 300 plus for it to have evolved. But that couldn't, because less than it, even the simplest single cell organism would collapse. So that means it could not have evolved. It had to have been created with that minimum set in place for it to survive. Destroys the theory of evolution. And this is not a theory, it's something that we can test and has been tested with repeatability in controlled environments, clinical trials, that we can prove. Now when I challenge people with that, suddenly it's like, oh, you don't believe in science? Bro, I'm telling you something scientific. You know? Oh, no, you don't believe in medicine? What? I didn't even say anything about medicine, right? Just because I don't think we came from apes doesn't mean that I don't believe in medicine, right? Atheism today is a blind faith dogma. It's not about science, it's not about research, it's not about being open-minded. Okay, if we take the atheistic mindset, right? If somebody says we're atheists, right? You know what's funny? Every atheist, when they hit hardships, they start praying, right? I was on a plane, and I was sitting next to a guy who was atheist. And when the plane started shaking, it's kind of a long story, I'm just giving the short of it. He started, oh God, oh God, oh God. I was like, wait, what? Who oh, what? Who are you praying to? Right? I work with a lot of atheists. Unfortunately, a lot of scientists and stuff, they think they're too smart. They become atheists, right? One of them came up to me, took me to the side. He had debated with me a lot about God and religion and science. You know, one time he took me aside, I'm going through a really hard time, man. Can you pray for me? I said, sure, but who do you want me to pray to? He's like, your God. I was like, well, you said it doesn't exist. So why are you asking me to pray to something that doesn't exist? You know, so the reality is it's hypocrisy. We know, right now, this brother has a nice phone. Yeah? If I was to ask you, what's your name? Osama. Huh? Hussam. Hussam. If I told you, what kind of phone is that? Is it Samsung or?
iPhone.
iPhone, it's iPhone. If I told you this iPhone evolves by itself, just be honest with me, okay? No capping. Over billions of years, grains of sand, no intervention, no Steve Jobs, no Apple factory in China with child labor, none of that, right? Over billions of years, it became an iPhone 1. And then it evolved. He didn't have to go and buy a new one, no contracts, none. It became an iPhone 2 and 3. And I think they skipped a few generations until it became an iPhone X, and then 11 and 12 and whatever that is. It evolves by itself. Every app on it was not downloaded. It just evolved. The camera by itself. It didn't have a camera before. Now it's got a really nice 3-lens camera, right? The mic on it by itself. Siri, nobody downloaded it. He didn't update the software any. He never had to go iCloud, iTunes, none of that, all by itself. Even the cover on it, that nice leather cover, he didn't go and buy it from Amazon. It came by itself. Would you believe me? Why not?
It doesn't have any reason for it to create by itself.
Okay,
There must be a reason
here's the App Store.
created this.
Siri's listening, right? So you wouldn't believe me, right? What's more complex, you or that camera? Yes? Your eyes are better than the cameras there. Your ears are better than Siri that just listen to me, right? Your brain is more complex than the AI on that phone. Your skin is better than that cover, right? You see how that cover is starting to fade? Look, your skin's not fading at all. Look at you, right? So think about that. If it's illogical, it doesn't make any sense that that could have developed by itself, even though have you ever seen a factory actually, like physically seen the factory where they're made? Did you actually watch Steve Jobs design this? No. But we're told this and we believe it. But if that doesn't make sense, how could the human come by himself?